It's Wednesday, April 16th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Hamilton's bike share program is getting a boost in funding.
The Bank of Canada is set to announce its latest interest rate decision this morning.
And the Leafs have clinched the Atlantic Division.
Woo!
Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Louis Butko is with us this morning and for the rest of the week.
For the rest of the week. You're stuck with me. Yeah.
And it looks like we've all coordinated our outfits today.
I like this.
How did that work out?
I don't know.
It's just going to work today, thankfully. Yes, something's just going to work. All right.
Like the forecast, Brian? Like the forecast? Is that going to work for us? We're bright. And that's very bright.
Yes.
Your tie is very bright.
Yes,
is the forecast?
This is not
I'm
very
trying to
bright.
force the sun.
Yeah, because it's going to be such a dull, windy, cool day, we thought we'd bring a little brightness. We're going to try something.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annette.
Thank you, Annette.
That's really nice, yeah. Because we're not going to see a lot of that yellow ball in the sky today. It's going to be a fairly cloudy day. We could get some flurries, and it's going to be cool. High of only 5 today. That's less than half of a seasonal daytime high for the day. It's also going to be fairly windy. So, yeah, it's not going to be the best day today, but tomorrow will be much better. Let's look ahead to tomorrow. It'll be sunny and a seasonal high of 12, so it'll get much better. We'll talk about that. And by the way, we're only +1 at the moment, so it's a cool start to our morning. We'll talk about that coming up. Traffic this morning. Nothing on our exclusive camera. This is the 403 and Waterdown Road. There's nothing right there. It's looking good all around the Hamilton area. We do have a collision already this morning on the QEW. Toronto bound lanes coming towards us. So you're coming past Credit River. This is the camera here at Hurontario. We've got a couple of vehicles, actually maybe more than a couple of vehicles. Looks like we've got a few vehicles off to the side, emergency crews there. Everybody's got to squeeze over to the left lane, so the right shoulder, the right lane is blocked right here at Hurontario. Going to cause a bit of a backlog until they get that cleared. Nothing else going on at the moment, all looking good, so we'll check weather and traffic coming up. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Hamilton's bike share contract has been extended. The program is also getting a boost in funding to keep it running citywide. Simone Gavros joins us now in Hamilton's Westdale neighborhood, where a lot of these bikes are used. Good morning.
Good morning, Annette. Well, there was a unanimous decision at the GIC meeting last week to extend this program for another 2 years to the end of 2027. That's also going to see an increase in the budget to $744,000 to make this all possible. Here's more from Mayor Andrea Horvath on this decision.
The bike share program is an important one. We heard from people all over the city, every part of the city, and it was. I think it's important for us to seriously look at how do we get people to use all kinds of different modes of transportation. It's really obvious that it's a well-used program, a well-loved program, and looking forward to having it confirmed.
The extension would see another 100 bikes added for a total of 1,000 bikes across the city. It would cost the city $62 per bike each month to keep them running. Toronto, for example, pays $103 per bike a month. Now, the program launched back in 2015 and has been focused on offering bike access and subsidies for community members. Memberships range from 15 cents a minute for pay-as-you-go, $20 a month to be a monthly user, and the Universal Bike Share Pass program here at McMaster. Students get 90 minutes of daily access to bikes across the city. Now, this budget increase would be considered as part of the 2026 and 2027 operating budget process. And the report presented to the city also looked into the feasibility of expanding the existing 150 hubs to other parts of Hamilton, including on the mountain. Now, the decision from the GIC meeting last week is expected to be ratified today at City Council. For now, something's back over to you, Louis.
All right, thank you, Simone. Speaking of Mayor Horvath, she says she's disappointed after a private plasma collection center opened in the city's East End. Grifols, a Spanish healthcare company, launched the site last month on Barton Street East despite pushback from city councillors. Now, Canadian Blood Services says the clinic will help increase the supply of medicine made from plasma and is operating under a national deal that controls where private centers can open. Here is the mayor's reaction.
I'm very disappointed and I'm concerned. I don't think the position that council took about a year ago now was problematic. It was the right thing to do. Anything that preys on the most vulnerable in terms of using that as part of your business model is just unacceptable. And it's disappointing that we've ended up in this place where they've ignored the wishes of council and gone ahead and put up their clinic, stood up their clinic. And, you know, the unfortunate thing is that there's really nothing else left that we can do about it at the city level.
The mayor says opening the clinic in a lower income neighborhood could take advantage of people who are struggling financially. We reached out to Grifols for comment, but we haven't heard back.
There's going to be lane restrictions starting today on a couple of busy Hamilton streets. This is to allow for work on utility covers. So between 9 this morning and 3 this afternoon, work is being done on a section of Barton Street East between Robbins and Kenilworth Avenues and King Street, just east of Sherman Avenue. Those lanes will be restricted the next 3 to 4 days as well to allow the concrete to set. Niagara police are looking for 5 men after a home invasion in Grimsby. They've released photos of 4 of them, all of whom had their faces covered. Police say all of the men had weapons when they forced their way into a home around 4 yesterday morning near Winston Road and Kelson Avenue in Grimsby. They assaulted a man inside the house and stole jewelry and electronics before taking off in a black SUV. Now, if you're in Niagara Falls today, don't be alarmed if you see a lot of police activity. There's going to be an emergency task force training exercise on a property on Mountain Road near Garner Road in the Falls. It's going to run from 8:30 this morning until 4 this afternoon. Niagara police are asking people to stay away. They say that you can expect to hear guns and explosions, and you may smell smoke. With about a week and a half to go before the federal election, party leaders are focused on worker training, cracking down on financial scams, and bringing back the capital gains tax.
My government will launch a new sector-specific mid-career training and upskilling benefit in priority sectors: manufacturing, construction, tech, and artificial intelligence.
We will mandate real-time scam detection systems by banks and telecoms, starting with seniors' accounts. 2, we will require automatic flagging and blocking of suspicious activity like unusual transactions or robocall traffic. 3, we will create the seniors transaction shielding protocol, a 24-hour hold on a high-risk transaction for seniors or anyone else who requests this extra protection with mandatory verification before money leaves their accounts.
Why would we, in a time of so much uncertainty, give a massive tax break of $19 billion, spend $19 billion on people who mostly earn more than $1.4 million? It's a completely upside-down priority, totally wrong. Instead, I believe we need to invest in people.
Now, tonight, the leaders of the Bloc Québécois and Green Party will join their Liberal, Conservative and NDP colleagues in the French language debate. It's going to start now at 6 o'clock instead of 8 so that it doesn't interfere with the Montreal Canadiens game at 8 o'clock.
And
how very Canadian.
How very Canadian. And that is a big game, and we'll tell you why in just a second. But let's transition into Sportsline, and let's start on the ice where the Brantford Bulldogs were looking to take a 3-0 series lead, taking on the Generals in Oshawa last night in their second-round OHL playoff series.
Waiting for a lane, Morelli, Barlow, there's the one-timer, scores!
Oshawa scored on 3 of their first 4 shots on net and did not let up as they crushed Brantford 7-2 last night to get their first win of the series. The Bulldogs were without star and CHL leading scorer Nick Lardis, who missed the game after an injury suffered after a hit by Oshawa's Andrew Gibson in Game 2. Now, the league announced yesterday Gibson had been suspended for 2 games for the hit, while Lardis remains day-to-day. Game 4 goes Thursday night before the series shifts back to Brantford for Game 5 Saturday. Let's stick with hockey, where the Maple Leafs were looking to clinch the Atlantic Division and a first-round date with the Senators. They were taking on the Sabres in Buffalo.
Here's Matthews back with a back in front. They score! Mitch Marner's got his 100th point, and the Leafs have a 2-0 lead.
Mitch Marner hit the 100-point plateau for the first time in his career with his 27th goal of the season, while Austin Matthews scored career goal number 400 as the Leafs blanked Buffalo 4-0. Now, Marner became just the 4th player in franchise history to hit the century mark in points, joining Matthews, Doug Gilmour, and Darryl Sittler, who each accomplished it twice. Here is Marner on his milestone night.
It's a special thing for sure. You know, those accomplishments don't happen by yourself, and that's, you know, just credit to a lot of guys in that locker room that have helped me out and supported me through this year, and have made some unbelievable plays for me and have put some in from my passes. So, I mean, I think the really cool thing is just the excitement from the guys for that point, and I'm seeing their excitement for me. So that was really cool just to experience.
Now, as mentioned, the Leafs clinched the Atlantic Division crown for the first time in franchise history. And if you're wondering what that means for their Stanley Cup chances, well, just 3 times in the 31 years of the Atlantic Division has the winner gone on to win the Stanley Cup. But that does include the Florida Panthers, who did it last year. Let's switch gears to baseball, where the Blue Jays were looking to get back in the win column. They were hosting the Braves at the Rogers Center. Anthony Santander hit his first bomb at home in a Blue Jays uniform, while Alan Rodin hit his first ever home run as the Jays doubled up the Braves 6-3. Kevin Gossman went 6 innings, striking out 6, allowing 2 runs to pick up his first win of the season. Jays send Chris Bassett to the mound today. They look to take the series in a matinee at the Rogers Center. First pitch 107.
Here we go into this Wednesday morning, 16th of April. We're looking at 12 minutes after 6 o'clock, we'll call it. Looking at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road. Once again, nothing has really changed there. Looks good, both directions, moving easily, no problems. Link, Red Hill Valley Parkway, so far this morning looks good. QEW, different story right now, at least going through Mississauga. Here's the QEW at Huron, Ontario. So it's Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us on this camera. Niagara-bound, no problem at all, very light volume, but this is where the collision is. So you're coming past Credit River here to Huron, Ontario. The right lane, right shoulder blocked. We have a multi-vehicle collision right there. Everybody squeezing over to the left lanes to get around this, but that's causing a bit of a backlog, as you can see. Into St. Catharines, nothing at Ontario, nothing at Centennial Parkway, same at Fairview, same at the Ford plant, all doing fine. And then going through Mississauga, you hit that problem. So that's the only situation we have at the moment. Let's get to our temperature that we have starting off this Wednesday morning. Temperature just on the plus side, +1 right now. The winds, though, you can really feel those winds this morning. Driving in, it was like, oh, west 24 to 36. What the winds are right now, they will get stronger as the day goes on. So there's no flurry activity at the moment. Skies are cloudy, but we could get some flurries this morning. So for school today, we're looking at a high of only 5 degrees. Really going to struggle today. And there's that slim chance of flurries early this morning. Otherwise, it's going to be a fairly cloudy and a windy day. We've got that northwest flow, that northwest wind. Some areas just to the lee of the lakes have been getting some lake effect snow continuing. But we are going to see a clearing trend. This evening, the skies will start to clear. Overnight, it'll be clear. Tomorrow it'll be clear and sunny, and then by Friday it's back to showers. So you got to enjoy the sun that we'll have tomorrow. Today, temperatures 5, 6 degrees, 7 in parts of Peel and Toronto, but very cloudy, and we'll have some flurries this morning. Even late this afternoon into the early evening hours, we could see a bit of sun, but tonight skies will be clear. Better for Niagara at -1, but -3 for Hamilton, 0 to -1 tonight in other areas. And then tomorrow, yeah, Niagara Falls is going to struggle tomorrow because of the wind off the lake at 6, but everybody else 10 and 12 degrees. Beautiful sunshine. A little further away from the lake, Guelph and Kitchener could hit 13 degrees for tomorrow, so it'll be better tomorrow. So out the door this morning, we're +1. It is cloudy and it is fairly windy, and that's a chilly wind this morning. We'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Louis.
Okay, very chilly wind, but it's brought back our Emily Vukovic.
Ooh, yes.
I think she brought the sun with her. We'll find out in Chit Chat. Also in business news, the Bank of Canada's latest interest rate announcement is due this morning amid the trade war. Here's something we haven't done in a few days. Said good morning to Emily Vukovic. Hello.
Hi,
Welcome
guys.
back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great
Showing off that tan. Jealous.
Her outfit today specifically was to show off the tan, I believe.
Not true. I don't know what any of you are talking about.
Emily, you're never going to be as tan on TV as you are right now, so just enjoy it, I guess, right?
Until the summer.
Until the summer, yeah.
Whenever that gets here, Brian Wood.
Ooh,
not a dig at Brian.
We're trying to be nicer to Brian these days.
He's having a rough time.
I know. I feel your pain, Brian. I was there once.
Thank you. Yeah, I know.
What do you got coming up?
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to be talking about the fact that today is National Canadian Film Day, and we're going to be showcasing a Canadian film right here on CHCH tonight at 8 o'clock. And a simple favor, a sequel has come out. It's streaming May 1st, but we've got the full trailer to show you later on this morning.
Okay.
Very cool. All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, coming up in business news, the Canadian dollar in overseas trading is up more than 1/4 point. Trading overseas just under 72 cents US. Gold has surged over $80 an ounce this morning. It's usually seen as a safe haven investment. Crude oil is up 57 cents to $61.90 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are down slightly in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were down triple digits in Tokyo and Hong Kong, but up slightly in Shanghai. And North American markets continued its up again, down again trend. The TSX closed over 200 points yesterday. The Dow added 156, and the NASDAQ lost 8 points.
Bank of Canada set to make an interest rate announcement today amid the trade war with the United States. And economists are evenly split whether it's going to be a rate cut or a rate hold. Experts say Canada's tariff war with the U.S. complicates this morning's rate decision. The Bank of Canada warns that it can't tackle both the economic hit from the tariff dispute and higher prices from the trade war.
Honda Canada says it has no plans to change its production structure, denying a report that it may shift operations to the U.S. Now, Japan's Nikkei financial newspaper had reported Honda was eyeing a move to the U.S. for CR-V and Civic production. But Honda Canada spokesman Ken Chu says Alliston will continue running at full capacity, and the company plans to maintain current production levels. New Tecumseh Mayor Richard Norcross says he never doubted Honda's future in the town.
What the source said to me is that, you know what, the American tariffs, I don't understand them. I'm trying to understand them. They don't understand them. And we all have to work around them. And we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, we're going to keep Honda here, and I'll do everything I can to protect the people and their jobs.
Last year, Honda pledged $15 billion for an EV supply chain and battery plant in Alliston. U.S. President Donald Trump's 25% tariffs on imported autos haven't changed, but the White House confirmed that Trump remains flexible when it comes to imported auto parts, which also have levies starting on May 3rd.
The Canadian Association of University Teachers is advising its members to avoid non-essential travel to the United States. It's because of the political climate under the Trump administration. The association also points to reports of some Canadians having issues at the border. It says academics from countries with tense diplomatic relations with the states or those who have expressed negative views about the Trump administration could be particularly or should be particularly cautious about crossing the border.
All right, taking a break right now. Brian will be back with traffic and hopefully very nice 7-day forecast.
I don't want to be the only son.
6:24, there it goes on the button on this Wednesday morning, looking at the QEW at here, Ontario. We have a problem here already. QEW, Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. We have a multi-vehicle collision here at here, Ontario, and it's causing quite the backlog. If we go back to Lorne Park, and you can see it all the way in the distance there, going back through Mississauga, looks like almost at a Ford plant in the distance, so really slow because of this. Emergency vehicles there. Everybody's got to squeeze over to the left-hand side. If we go back into St. Catharines, check what's happening at Niagara Street. Nothing there. Skyway Bridge, this is on the Hamilton side. Toronto bound towards us, looks good. East of Bronte, no problems. Then you get into this situation here at Lorne Park because of that at here, Ontario. And then if we dip into the 403 at here, Ontario, nope, there's nothing there. So just that one problem on the QEW. Check our temperatures right now. We are, Hamilton is just below seasonal. Everybody else sitting at seasonal. 1 for Hamilton, 2 Grimsby, Toronto, and for Mississauga. So, as I mentioned, seasonal temperatures now 2 for the overnight low, 12 for the daytime high. We're going to be nowhere near that today. Sun times, yeah, we're just about 10 minutes to sunrise now. Not that we'll see a lot of it, and our records for today. So for school today, could be even some flurries by the first bell this morning, and we should be around 1 and then 5 degrees for after school. That's the high for the day, and it's going to stay fairly cloudy. But after school, we could see a little bit of clearing. So there's that flurry activity possible this morning. Tonight, -3 with a wind chill of -6. So it's going to be a cold start tomorrow, but then we get better. Sunny skies and 12 degrees. The temperature goes up to 19 for Friday, but we have showers again Saturday and 16, and then we'll get some sunshine for Easter Sunday. Temperature sitting about 9. That's your forecast. Annette, Louis.
All right, thank you, Brian. Now, the largest fancy vivid blue diamond ever to come to auction is on display at Christie's in New York City.
The Golconda blue weighs more than 23 carats. It's a little much. The pear-shaped diamond was mined from Golconda, India, more than 300 years ago. Wow, it's beautiful. Wow. At one point, it belonged to Indian royalty. Christie's estimates it could sell for between $35 to $50 million US. India was once the world's leading producer of diamonds. Stones from these mines are known for their high degree of transparency and for their variety of colors. The auction for this one, Louis, save your pennies. It's coming up next month.
Next month, okay. $50 million. That is a beautiful diamond. It does remind me of the one from the Titanic. That she, where the lady...
That was much darker.
Much darker. It was more square, too, I believe, right? If I remember that movie correctly? No, I'm not. Yeah. No, Brian's shaking his head no. Maybe I'll win Lotto Max tonight, right?
Maybe.
But that was last.
You could make a dent in that.
Especially, yeah, exactly. That's a lot of money. All right, stay with us, because we have more to come after the break.